Welcome back to the center of it all. Today in the kitchen we're going to be sticking with that holiday theme because around this time of year, Mel likes to make boxes of assorted fudge for all of her friends and family. So she's going to be showing us how to make everyone's favorite dark chocolate fudge.
Everybody remembers their first bite of fudge, that creamy confection made with milk, butter, sugar, and flavoring. Most of us got our first taste of fudge on a boardwalk somewhere on the East Coast. And this all-American creation was invented by a bunch of students in Baltimore, Maryland, who were trying to make and sell caramels, and they fudged up the recipe. The most popular flavors of fudge are dark chocolate, milk chocolate, and peanut butter, followed by butterscotch, maple, and vanilla. Join me right here at the stovetop this morning while I show you how to make America's favorite dark chocolate fudge. American fudge is creamy and smooth. It's not grainy, it's not crumbly, it's not cloyingly sweet. When it's served at room temperature, it's typically spreadable, which is why it's usually served with a little plastic tasting knife. I'm going to start by stirring together one 14-ounce can of sweetened condensed milk, and a generous tablespoon of vanilla extract. I'm going to put my 4-quart saucepan over medium heat, and I'm going to stir in, instead of sugar, which is going to make it really extra creamy, 4 tablespoons of mini marshmallows, essentially sugar and air. I think I said 4 tablespoons. I meant 4 ounces. And when it comes to fudge, you're really best to weigh your ingredients. There's no such thing as cups or tablespoons of marshmallows. 4 ounces. And now we just stir and stir and stir this, not over moderate heat, not high, not low, until the marshmallows melt completely into the condensed milk and start to foam up. And this is my base recipe for fudge. So while I'm making dark chocolate today, because I'm going to be adding dark chocolate morsels, milk chocolate fudge, milk chocolate morsels, butterscotch fudge, butterscotch morsels, cinnamon fudge, cinnamon chips. Switch up your flavorings from vanilla, maple extract, cherry extract, coconut extract, you name it. The possibilities are endless. And this does take a few minutes. And again, moderate heat, because the sugar in the marshmallows, it will scorch. They're starting to disintegrate now, and the mixture's starting to get foamy. Now this is where you want to watch it real carefully. Get all those marshmallows to totally melt, uniform in color, and right towards the very end, we want to turn our heat off. Now I'm going to stir in 1 stick of salted butter. If you're not using salted butter, you're going to want to add a 1/4 teaspoon, 1/2 teaspoon of salt to bring up the flavor of the sugar. It's a key when you're making any kind of baked goods to make sure that you've got enough of salt in the recipe. "30 seconds, the butter's melted in. And now we've got 1 pound of dark chocolate morsels. We're going to stir this on the still warm stovetop. Don't take it off of the stove. And again, this can scorch really quickly, so just keep stirring and stirring. It's easy. It's also a foolproof recipe. If you wanted to add nuts or toasted coconut, now would be the time to do it. I'm just making the classic base recipe of dark chocolate fudge. Toasted coconut, toasted walnuts, toasted pecans, toasted almonds, dried fruits or nuts, or dehydrated fruits, That is just about perfect. It is, you'll know, it starts to seize, and that's an odd word to use, but it just starts to pull itself all together all at once. Okay, without waiting a moment, I've got 8 by 8 inch baking pan that I've lined with plastic wrap and placed a sheet of parchment in the bottom. Now this is going to work as a handle when you're trying to get your fudge out of your 8 inch by 8 inch pan, so the plastic wrap is a requirement. And we want to put all of our fudge inside of here. Transfer it from the pan. If you have kids, now's the time to call them, or a husband, because they're going to want to lick the pot and the spoon. Now, at this point, we just let our fudge sit open to the air for about an hour. You'll notice that it'll go from a glossy to a matte finish, and that's the sign when you can cover it up, put it in the refrigerator overnight, and then slice it to serve it. I've made all my favorite flavors of fudge this week, and I'm going to be boxing these up to share with family and friends over the holidays. My dark chocolate fudge is cooling, my peanut butter fudge is ready to cut. My toasted coconut milk chocolate is my favorite. My husband loves butterscotch with bits of brickle. My hairdresser adores maple walnut, and everybody loves my double cherry vanilla fudge. For these and all of my fudgy recipes, just go to my website.
Well, I feel like I'm in heaven because I feel like I'm on the boardwalk at one of those fudge shops where they have all the different flavors laid out for you to try, and it just smells absolutely amazing in here. And as you guys know, I have a giant sweet tooth, so I'm excited to dig into this milk chocolate fudge with coconut. But before I do, when we come back, we'll be taking a look at holiday events that are happening around the area. Good job, Mel.